Guys, I want to ask you something. People claim that drugs and alcohol is a sin. I agree with that 100%. I also want to ask you, do you mean abuse of drugs and alcohol is a sin, or any use of drugs and alcohol is a sin? That's a different question, folks. Now I'm going to ask you a question that most of you think because your doctor, a doctor, any doctor that prescribes your drugs, that's okay as a Christian. Am I right? Am I right? I'm just asking. Because I'm telling you what, folks, if you think some weed smoking is a sin, if it calms somebody, does something that helps them to get through their day, if you think that's a sin, but you don't think Percocets, Valiums, hydrocodone, Ultimate, I think that's the name of it. That's a low dose. If you don't think those drugs, taking those drugs are as much of a sin as taking a hit off of a joint or drinking a beer, why is that? Why is that? I really want to ask you this. Because I'll tell you something right now, folks. I've done, when I was a kid, I was doing LSD, microdot, blotter. I was doing mescaline. These are all brain-altering drugs, I assure you. We did something called tea. I don't even know what it was. But we put it in with our weed like they used to do a lot of other drugs. And we mixed it. I'd done cocaine. I'd never done any heroin, folks. And I never done any injections into my body of any kind of drug with a needle. But let me tell you something. If you think for a minute that because a doctor prescribes a drug that you're covered under Jesus and God, I assure you, those drugs are more powerful than any drugs on the street today. More people die in a hospital than die anywhere else. That's a fact. The drugs they use are more powerful and are more deadly for you to take yourself off of them, off of prescription drugs. Folks, you guys don't even know. I've been through 3 heart surgeries. I got knee, back, shoulders, hips, everything's ate up with. Every time they take an x-ray of my body, they claim, man, you know, you got a lot of arthritis in that area. I know it because I get up with it every day. They had me on so many pain pills, folks, that when I decided I was done with their crap, I took myself off of them. I didn't go to the doctors. I didn't go to anybody. I stopped taking Percocets 9 to 12 a day after 4 years at least. I stopped on my own, and I went through hell. Hell. I've stopped at drinking at times in my life, and I used to drink a lot, folks. I drank more. I drank enough to float a battleship, I'll tell you that. Never went through anything like what I went through after getting off of doctors' drugs. That's a fact. Never. When I got hooked on crack cocaine, I left the state of Arizona, me, my wife, and my kids, and we went to where my wife was raised, in the mountains, Colorado, where I didn't know anybody. And I didn't go through nothing. Like what I went through, getting off of pain pills that doctors were, they were willing to put me on 15, 20 of them a day. Percocets, folks. The big ones. And I had to stop them. The doctor I had, she was about 5'7" and weighed about 400 pounds. She was on pain pills herself. So she was willing to give me everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. I didn't have to drive more than a couple of miles from my house. So I'm asking you one last time, for all of you who are Christians, and you think, and I agree with you, that abuse of alcohol, that abuse of any kind of drug is a sin, whether a doctor gives it to you or not, whether it's legal or not. But make no mistakes, if you're being prescribed drugs by a doctor, you are a drug addict if you can't walk away from them. And I proved to myself I could walk away from all of them. And when I walked in and told that doctor, after I went through two weeks of hell, you guys don't even know what it takes to get off of pain pills unless you've been through it. That's why they got another drug to help the weaker people get through it. But it's still a drug. I did it on my own. I walked into that doctor's office and I said, I don't want no more of your pain pills. She goes, well, you can't do that. It'll kill you if you try to just take yourself off of them. And I looked at her and said, I've already done it. I don't want your pills, and I won't be back. And she's like, you're already off of them. I said, I went through hell, but I'm off of them now, and I don't want any of them. That was about 15 years ago. Well, Tati's still running free, still alive. So I'm asking you, what do you think about what I'm asking you? Or because you're prescribed a drug by a doctor, are you not a drug addict? Because if you're prescribed a drug by a doctor and told you'll die without them, which is what I was told, are you not a drug addict? Well, you ain't no better than somebody who smokes weed. You ain't no better than somebody who drinks alcohol or beer. So don't think because a doctor gives you a prescription, you're not sinning. That's on you. I love you. God loves you. I suggest you all seek Jesus because he is knowledge and he's how you're going to get through this. No man, Donald Trump, no government's going to save you. Jesus is the only one that can. Until you all realize that, you'll still keep playing the games. Don't believe me? Watch and see. Love you guys.